Get a better broadcast, podcast and video voice. Hello, I'm Peter Stewart. Today, verbal fluidity. It's something we've touched on a couple of times over the last couple of days. And a little fluidity in your speech sounds much more melodic than the almost stuttering caused by giving stress to every single letter down to literally the last T. Yeah, it just sounds wrong, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not moving with the times. It's very stop-start. You want a bit more, as I say, verbal fluidity. Let me bring you this script. You'll see it replicated in our show notes today. The Prime Minister said she wanted to go ahead, but we don't know the President's response. Now, you'd be unlikely to sound the M in prime because doing so would cause a stop between that sound and the following sound, also an M. Yeah, so you run them on together to say Prime Minister. But not Prime-Minister, it's Prime Minister. One is articulatory fluidity, the other is articulatory sloppiness. But you are likely to sound the T in wanted for intonational reasons, because it seems as though this is new and important information, and careful pronunciation helps to highlight its significance. But and don't are likely to lose their specific T sounds. So let me bring you that again. You are likely to sound the T in wanted. The Prime Minister said she wanted to go ahead. Yeah? If you used too much fluidity and dropped the T, the Prime Minister said she wanted to go ahead. You're not raising, highlighting, stressing, emphasising the important word in that sentence, which is wanted. But and don't are likely to lose their specific T sounds. But we don't know the President's response. Yeah? So you're not likely to say, but we don't know the President's response. Incidentally, I've got a whole array of information lined up on what words to emphasise and stress, highlight, lift, whichever word you want to use, coming up in several weeks' time. I'm just pulling all of that together. And it's the kind of information that is very, very scarce. So if you are into news reading or script reading, as presumably you are, because that's why you're here, that's going to be invaluable to you. Pulling that information together is going to be around in several weeks' time. These deliberate kind of slurs of some sounds and misses of others is called elision, helps smooth and speed the flow of the syllables. Just makes it sound much more conversational, much more natural. The way we speak and what is acceptable and understandable has changed over the decades. Sounds have become looser, the style more informal, but the main thing to remember again is that if you want to communicate or to appear credible, you need to be understandable, and that could be to different audiences. You are probably going to be speaking differently if you are speaking to a group of teenagers at the local youth club about something than you would to your directors at work. Yeah, you're probably going to loosen your language to a certain extent in one situation and raise it perhaps in another situation. It's because of the social norms, but only you can work out whether you want to do that or whether you need to do that. But you certainly need to have the articulatory capabilities to sound letters where they help make sense of the meaning, so you're really communicating, but have the sense to drop them to achieve conversational melody and fluidity if you need to do that. Okay, it's something I'm really passionate and interested about, and as I say, more on this as Get a Better Broadcast podcast and video voice continues. Tomorrow, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you seen my demister? From London, I'm Peter Stewart.